Hi darlings, welcome back to my makeup garden. It's Liz. So my ice cream beauty box arrived. So we're gonna unbox it and we're gonna use the products inside and we're gonna talk about them. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Liz and I'm a makeup enthusiast, and I don't get a lot of subscription services, but I do get Ice Cream Beauty Box. So Ice Cream Beauty Box is a monthly subscription. It's $25 a month. And generally there are lots of indie brands inside. Every so often you see something from like a mainstream brand, but a lot of times it's like C beauty brands, trying those out, and then also indie brand makeup. So they are $25 and I'm not sponsored. I just get it in the mail. So, I mean, like, I buy it. So let's do the unboxing and let's see what kind of goodies are in this month. I know of one of the spoilers, but I'm excited to see what else is in here. Opening things up here, we have all the goodies. We have some, I think these are biodegradable packing peanuts. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they are. There's like a corn-based ones that they make now that you can get. And I'm like, okay. All right, so let me move these out of the way just so I don't like drop everything. So right away we have this little insert that tells you about the products inside. So I do know that every box comes with a palette in it. And this month, there were actually 2 palettes to choose from. And I actually paid $10 more to be able to get both palettes. So what we try to do here when I unbox is I actually try to use the products inside, okay? So let me go ahead and get a headband on and get my hair out of the way. This headband is gigantic. I am not wearing any makeup right now. I just have some residual eyeliner from yesterday that I was too lazy to clean out. So let me grab the first thing on the list. We have a lipstick here. This is by Fantasy Cosmetica, and it looks like it's part of their Lost Library. Look at my ears popping out. The headband is pushing. Listen, I have an egg head, so headbands they don't stay well, and they don't stay for very long. So here is the packaging for the Lost Library by Fantasy Cosmetica. Now this is like a traditional lipstick. Let's look at this. Oh, look how cute the component is. It looks like these retail for $11 a piece, which is not very expensive for lipstick. I mean, that's almost L'Oreal pricing in this economy. It is magnetic packaging, and let's see what color we got. Ooh, we got kind of a natural nudie brown. Should we see what this looks like on? Okay, let me see if there's a mirror here. Grab a mirror. My lit mirror is in the other room. Okay, is there a mirror in this one? Oh, okay, good. All right, so I got the color Buried. I don't need to have it up. I really hate it when people like unscrew the lipstick all the way up and then like crash it into their lips, like, and then they get mad when it breaks. Like, bitch, what did you think was going to happen? Okay, let's see what this looks like. Oh, it's smooth. Okay, this color's pretty. This is not, it's very, the formula of this is very slippy. Like it's like as soon as it touches your lips, it melts. It reminds me of the old Too Faced lipsticks from like years ago. Okay. Did I do a good job? No, I did not. But for now, I think that will suffice. But right away, it's very comfortable. Not the best application. Honestly, not the easiest to work with. The melting point on whatever this formula is must be a little bit lower. Because like the second it touches your lips, it starts melting. And it's very like slippy, like very... It's interesting. I don't know. This lipstick might require a lip liner for that. I wonder if this lipstick bleeds because of its, like, the nature of its formula. Okay, well. Don't love this. Okay, I'm gonna fix that real quick. Okay, we tried that again. So, very emollient. Not sure if I love how emollient it is, but it does feel lightweight and really comfortable on the lips. This is not going to be a formula that lasts long. I can just tell you that already. It's not going to last long. But I really like the color that they sent me. This red is right up my alley. And I think this with like a more of a, like a brown lip liner would be really pretty. Okay, so let's see. We also have, now that lipstick retails for $11. Now we also have by Bo Babe Beauty, we have a sculpting contour palette. So it says that define and sculpt your features and take any look to the next level. So Ice Cream Beauty Box is almost always makeup. Every so often there's like a random skincare item, but it's almost always makeup, which is what I like about it. When I had BoxyCharm and Ipsy, it was all skincare and it's not it. Okay, so looks like we have some contouring shades. I think this is meant to be a bronzing shade. These are powders, but they're very finely milled. So let me grab my favorite bronzing brush and we will try to use the bronzer. I am not wearing a base right now, but I feel like products should be able to work on regular skin. So let me grab a brush and see if these are gonna work on just my skin. So I wonder if, let me use my regular bronzing brush. So my go-to bronzing brush is this one by Alamar. And it does have a mirror inside, which is nice. So I'm gonna go into this bronzing shade and add this to the perimeter of my face and see how good this looks. I recognize the difference between bronzing and contouring and the difference in tone, but my preference is to put bronzer and kind of do the whole bronze tour thing. I know some people hate that tone because they are different, but right away this is showing up. It is showing up on my skin tone, which is nice that I have that option. Now, obviously this palette is not going to be deep skin friendly unless you're using it maybe for highlight, but I can't imagine that these tones lend themselves to deeper skin tones. My skin is very light, medium, depending. Right now it's more medium, but on the light end of that spectrum. So it's not like I'm not dark by any means, obviously. But, okay, well, I feel like it looks a little bit muddy, but let's see if we can put some down here. Maybe cut the jaw. I like to go create a line here with whatever I'm using for depth on my face. I don't feel like it's performing badly, though. I will say for a bronzing shade, this is a little bit cooler than I prefer. So, yeah, season the chicken cutlets. Okay, well, it did work. Am I super bronzed? I don't think I'm super bronzed, but I definitely see a difference in tone. Excuse me, especially around this side. Okay, well, we'll see how that wears. I do see more definition, so that's something. I think most of these are going to be a little bit light. Maybe this would be good for like a nose contour if I felt like it. I really don't feel like doing that. I'm curious if this highlighter would work. Let's see. Let's grab a different brush and let's see. I'm going to grab this one. This is like a dupe that I found, or a pretty similar type brush that I found to the one of the BK Beauty ones on Amazon. This is a Tao, T-E-O, y'all, Tao, and it's like a cat's paw. Let's take this color here. I wonder if this is pretty yellow. I wonder if this would work for under eye brightening. Should we try it? I don't think it's gonna hurt to try. Let's see if it'll work. I do not have any concealer on. I'm just kind of seeing if it is actually brightening or if it's, you know, I don't really notice. We'll have to try this with concealer another time and see if it actually is brightening. But maybe a little bit. I know my eyes look off because I have a little bit of black liner on this side, but I wonder if it would work on the jawline. A little bit, yeah. I can see a little bit of it. My face has a lot of red. I have rosacea, and when I don't wear anything on my face, it is more noticeable. I do notice a little bit of highlighting happening there. This is looking a little muddy, though. Okay, well, it's something. We'll have to keep playing with this. It is a powder formula. I don't wear a stupid amount of powder. So when I have a full base on, I will have to reapproach this and see if it see if it works out. That little like quadruplet palette, contour palette, it retails for $45. Okay. Okay. Not in your wildest dreams would I pay that for that. If I'm going to pay those kind of prices, I'm going to pay a little bit more and get the Makeup Forever ones, if I'm being 100% honest. Or even the Jolie Beauty that you can get at Joa Beauty, that contour highlight cream set from Ulta. That's like, what, like $9 or something? I mean, it might be more expensive now, but still. All right, next item we have is this here. It says that this is the Palace Identity Blossom Blush. Now, last month we got a Palace Identity item as well, and it was like a contour bronzing product. It was very light. It was not visible on my skin, like at all. So in C Beauty brands, a lot of it's geared towards like lighter makeup. And, because that's the aesthetic that is most popular. I do appreciate the packaging. There's a lot of packaging, but it's nice quality packaging. So here is the packaging. I think this is nigh identical to the bronzing package that we got as well. Like I wonder if it's in front of me actually. Hold on, let me see. Nope, not in front of me. The packaging, hold on, everything's wrapped up in little pieces. It's the same packaging, like the same kind of compact. Now, I got the shade Hibiscus, so let's see what this looks like. It's very pretty. Let's see, let me see make sure I don't scratch look how pretty this is. I wonder what it looks like all swirled together to go on my cheek. Okay, so I actually went and grabbed the bronzer from before, this one. So here's the package for that, and here's the package for this. The packaging is identical. It's exactly the same. So if you were using everything from this brand, it would be really confusing, I think, to have all of it be in the exact same packaging. Okay, so we're going to take this. I'm going to take my other favorite. This is my favorite blush brush as well. This is tried and true. This is why I use these brushes and these kind of things, because they are tried and true brushes. If there's an issue, it's not with the actual brush, it's with the product. Does that make sense? Like, I already know it's not the brush, All right, so let's swirl this around. This does have, it looks like that gold was just an overspray. The second, it's more pigmented than I'm used to seeing from a C brand. We tap it on my hand, and let's just, so that gold overspray was definitely, it was an overspray. It's not like poured in the pan. Does that make sense? That little bit of gold sheen on top. It is a very pretty color blush, though. This one's called Hibiscus. It's very pretty. I wonder how this is going to last on natural skin. Like on regular skin with no, like, stuff, But, okay. That's a really pretty color. And I think if you did, like, that sunburn look, I think this would lend itself well. It blended just fine. We'll see if it fades or not. Sometimes I find that these kind of a formula fades a little bit, but we shall see. Okay, so that retails for $42 from Palace Identity. Okay, so let's see. The next item we have is a single eyeshadow. This is Medusa's Makeup, and this is, it says eyeshadow pigment by Medusa's Makeup, $12. This is the color Electro Blue. So I don't know that I'm going to use this today, but let me go ahead and swatch it on my hand for you so that you can see what it looks like, because I actually have two eyeshadow palettes in here, and I'd much rather use those for this video, like for the purpose of this video. So here is the packaging, kind of a simple plastic component, and this one retails for $12. So, okay, it's a flip up. Okay, so here's the color, sparkly. Let's see if how it is. It's kind of a dry formula. Let's see what it looks like on the hand. That didn't swatch well. It doesn't mean it won't apply well on the eye. But in terms of swatches, a little sus. It was a little dry. So I'm not sure. That formula reminds me of kind of this, I don't know if they have a stock formula or not, but it kind of reminds me of like a private label. And I have no issues with private label if your brand is just starting out, as long as you're like kind of honest about it. But I don't, it does, we'll have to try that another time. I'll probably try that off camera and see, but first impressions, I'm not feeling that. No. Okay, so, and last but not least, there are actually 2 eyeshadow palettes in here. So the owner of Ladybug Glow and Christina from Gourmand Girls came together and they curated 2 palettes together. So we have El Camino, and El Camino is here. Oh no, I have a casualty. I have a casualty of travel. The purple shade here is broken. So let me see if I can press this back together and see if it will go. I'm just gonna use my finger. Now, if that happens to you at home and the pan is still together, mine is like obliterated. But if that happens to you at home and the pan is still together, you can just put a piece of like saran wrap over it or parchment paper and then press it back down in with your finger. And you won't have to worry about like picking it up on your finger, but mine is like obliterated. I wouldn't do that. I had to physically like push it back in. So, okay. Yep. Okay, well, that shade was broken, but I will try pressing it back in even further. When we're done here, I actually think that this square might be almost a perfect size to try to repress that with. But while we have this on my finger, let me go ahead and swatch it for you. So we're going to move this. I did wipe that blue one off. See the difference? Do you see the difference? Do you see what I mean though? The difference between this kind of a shimmer and that single shimmer. Like you have good and then you have, and that's, you know. So this one is El Camino. It's almost like grungy. It's almost like cool grungy. This color story kind of reminds me of the 90s, like the 90s or the early 2000s, like this blue, like the Christina Aguilera. If you know, you know. Okay, let's take this, let's wipe off some of this extra so I don't get purple all over everything. And we're going to look at Paradise Cove. And this is the next one. So Paradise Cove, again, Gourmand Girls and Ladybug Glow Cosmetics, they collabed on these palettes. Now, I do see one shade that wants to have broken, but it did not break. It did not break. It held together. So here is, this shade is the one that was like bowed, like it was going to break. I think this is very pretty. Also that element of grunge to it as well. I appreciate that there's some lightness here with this yellow. We'll probably end up using it as like an inner corner shade. But maybe we'll mix and match these colors today. I am wearing this red lipstick, which like I said, is comfortable, but if I'm critiquing the color stories, I would appreciate like some kind of lighter shimmer, just somewhere in each of these. Both of these they're very mid-tone to deeper shimmers, which is not my preference. I like an inner corner highlight. But I do appreciate that there's a somewhat lighter matte in each palette. I am more leaning towards this palette, but I really like the thought of a black in this palette as well. So I don't know. What do you think would be, let's see. The gray might be pretty with this, like a smoky gray would be pretty with this lip look, I think. So let's go ahead and just do that. I'm going to go, I think, into, maybe we'll do blue. So let me grab a brush. I kind of want to try these grays out. Let's go into Cool Wind here. I'm just going to use this Michaela brush from Glamlight. And for your viewing pleasure, here. There you go. I'm going to dip into this shade Cool Wind here, and let's see about this. Let's see how well this does. Not a lot of kick up. Seems like it went on the brush okay. Kind of a sheer color. It is a light color though. And it is a little bit harder pressed. You just kind of have to give it a minute and kind of tap that brush in there. But on my skin tone, this blue is very almost gray leaning, which kind of works for what I was going to go for. I wasn't going to go for a super bright look or bright green look today, although I am very tempted by greens all the time. All the time. So, okay. All right. Fun. Okay, let's put this on the other side. If you hear snoring, my cat is actually snoring. I don't know where she is, but she's close by and she's snoring. Okay, getting there. I think this kind of a blue is such a fun like color. Now, because of my skin tone and my undertones, this color is showing up a little bit like grayer. I think though with a white base, this would probably give you that like, you know, lightness that you would want if you were going for like true pan accuracy, but I don't dislike the color that it is without a primer. It's a really interesting kind of like a gray blue. It reminds me of like an actual sky blue. This is called Cool Wind. Okay, honestly, with some like silvery shimmer on the lid, this would be very 2000s. Okay, so like 2002 is calling. They want Britney Spears back before she was real crazy. Okay, so I think on the outer corner here, you know, for somebody who was really leaning towards this other palette, I seem to have just jumped into this palette. But let's try the blue on this other palette here. So we're going to go into the Paradise palette, Paradise Cove. And let me grab a slightly smaller brush and we're going to apply this color, I think Azores. To, well, that one wasn't as satisfying as the other clingy one. It has started raining now, by the way. Because when it rains, it pours, but in this case, it's not pouring. I kind of want to go into Azores and see how pigmented this blue is. And I think it'll be good with this blue. Okay. I didn't pick up a lot on my brush. Let me put a little bit more. I actually like how it first went on with just that little bit on it. Now I do have a little bit of fallout from that shade. So that's just something to consider if you're, if you don't like fallout or you don't want to deal with it. Maybe do your eyeshadow first, but the color blue is really pretty and it's really kind of subtle. I do want to put some of this on the inner corner because I like that contrast, especially when you put on a shimmer. I am using a Blend Bunny brush. This is a B1. Oh, it's starting to really rain. Okay. I'm not mad at that. Let me take the first brush and we'll just do one of these numbers and just kind of buff it out a little. There we go. That's better. Okay. Not mad at that. Don't like the fallout, but I have kind of accepted that on like medium, honestly, like medium to darker shades, fallout is just more of a part of those shades, like the pigmentation of those shades. But I don't like it, but I have accepted it because it's not one brand or another. It's basically like most brands, even Blend Bunny. And if you guys know, you know. Okay. Adding this. It is a very pretty color. I know that they were, Christina from Gourmand Girls was saying that, I can't remember if it was her or if it was the owner of Ladybug Glow, have family in the Azores. I guess it's an island chain, off of Brazil, I think she said, that they have family there and they wanted to name a shade after like where they come from. And there's other things like El Sol, like the sun, Las Brisas, La Fortuna, Las Palmeras. I can't say that one. I'm trying to learn Spanish, and I'm starting to be able to like roll my R's, and I cannot begin to tell you how excited that made me when I successfully did that like the first time. But man, I struggle with certain combinations. Okay, I think that's pretty even. I think it's pretty. I like the blue. I really like that color blue, Azores. Okay, so what should we put on the center of the lid? I'm thinking La Fortuna would be really pretty. So let's go ahead. Actually, let's not use a primer. I usually like to use a glitter primer. So this is Las Brisas. That is a very pretty color, but it's a spicy neutral. Would that be pretty in the center? I think that'd be pretty in the center, but let's see. This one's called the Cove. So let's do the Cove. These shimmers are very soft, very soft. And this one's called La Fortuna. Okay, I think La Fortuna is going to be my vibe for the center of the lid. So I am going to use my finger. It looks like this one does have a blue to purple shift, which I appreciate. Look how pretty that is. Very pretty. All right. Look at that shimmer. Man, I love a good shimmer. It is a soft formula. I am curious if it's going to crease on me. Sometimes when you have like a more malleable pan or more malleable formula, without a primer, it'll crease on me. And that's why I want to test it without a primer. So, all right. Okay. I don't want to overload my eye with it, but I do think that is very pretty. Let me clean up some of this fallout and I will be right back because I have made a mess of myself. Okay, got most of the fallout cleaned up pretty easily, no big deal. So I kind of want to take the Cove here, this darker blue, and I kind of want to place that on the outer corner there just for a little bit more dimension. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty. I like that. Okay. And just kind of blend it into, pick up a little bit more La Fortuna, the lighter blue, and just kind of blend it into it. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I like that a lot better. And on the other side as well. Now I appreciate that there is a black in this palette. I'm going to use that on my tight line to make my tight line darker. See how that goes. Okay. It's raining more heavily now, so you can hear it probably. All right, so I think that is pretty. Let's look at the inner corner. I think I'm gonna have to go, I could go green on the inner corner. Let's do that. That sounds fun. So, okay, let me grab a brush. Did you think this was gonna be like super fast? Okay, was that a diabolical enough laugh for you? All right, I need to wash my brushes, so it's kind of slim pickings in here. But I do have a Clean Blend Bunny B3. So, of course, it starts pouring when I'm going to have to leave to go get my little. So I am going to go into this shade here. This is called Las Palmeras. And it is like a lighter, more vibrant kind of green. Let's put this in the inner corner and see how it does. Okay, pretty. Is it the lightest green? No, but it is pretty. And I think it works in this space. And I have an idea for what we can do with it as well. I do like to usually bring my inner corner color up just a little bit. Because that's my preference. I like to bring it up a little. So, all right. So that green is pigmented enough. I think if you wanted it to be as vibrant as in the pan, you would definitely have to use a white base underneath. Or even just trying it with a primer might do it as well. But I'm going to go into El Sol, this yellow, and I'm just going to add the tiniest amount of this right on the very inner corner. Just to kind of get that to like lighten just a little. All right, where is the pigment? There is the pigment. There it goes. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the lower lash line. So I think, should we go blue or should we go like fully green? I kind of think going fully green would be the way to go. So we're going to go into the shade here. Me and Kelly Greens have a very love-hate relationship with each other. I love to hate Kelly Greens. And this is not quite a full Kelly Green. It's kind of got a little bit of, I don't know, sea foamy undercurrents, but this is called Grass is Green. We're just going to apply this on the lower lash line. Okay. Pretty. Pretty. The color's nice. Okay. Do that. And to kind of tie it all together, I think I'm going to go into that royal kind of blue color again called what's called Azores. I think I'm just going to add a little bit to the lower lash line on the bottom here. Here, to just kind of smoke things up a little bit with it. Okay, just a little bit here. Smoke things up with it a little. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish with mascara and with something in my tight line or my waterline. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to put there yet. Maybe I'll do this brown or this like deeper green. The deeper green would be pretty, I think. But let me go ahead and do that and I will be right back. Okay, so we're back with the completed look. So I did use this shade here. I went ahead and took an angled liner brush and I stamped that in my tight line on the underside, but still in the lash line so that it would make my lashes look thicker. And then I used this shade here called Paradise City in my waterline there as a liner. And I think that really brought the green together with the blue because this is very much like a greeny teal, deep ocean kind of a color. I think that brought it together really beautifully. I'm wearing actually two mascaras, so I'm trying out a new mascara by Gourmand Girls here. So I tried this one and I wanted to see how it would layer with other mascaras. So I layered it with my Lash Paradise here. And I think the effect is actually really beautiful. So this gave me the length that I wanted. And this gave me the volume that I wanted. And it's waterproof so because it's about to rain. So I needed to make sure it was waterproof. But I think the effect that it created actually was really pretty. This might be my new favorite mascara combo. So I'm still testing this out. But yeah, I think it came out actually really nice. It's like really nice. So I'll keep testing that out. That was not in the box. That's just kind of an extra something that I have. But anyway, that's going to be the completed look for today. What do you think about the Eyescream Beauty Box? Do you think it's worth it? I totally think it's worth it. Like I said, I paid $10 extra to be able to get both. But I do have a code with Gourmand Girls. It's Garden. And it'll save you 10% at checkout if you decide that you want just to buy these and not subscribe to Eyescream Beauty Box. But so let's recap what was in this box, okay? We have this El Camino palette by Gourmand Girls and Ladybug Glow. You had the option of Paradise Cove, which is more my speed personally. But yes, lovely. And then we also had this blush by Palace Identity. So pretty blush. That gold overspray is already gone. But I don't feel it's particularly glowy on the cheek either, which was a little bit confusing. We also had this Fantasy Cosmetica. This is the Lost Library. And this is the lipstick that I'm wearing. I love the color. And honestly, it's a very comfortable formula. Very comfortable. It doesn't really dry down a whole lot. This is not going to be something that lasts a long time, but it is pretty. We have this Medusa's makeup. This is their Electro Blue single eyeshadow. I did not use this, although I do think it could have worked with the look that I created today. I just didn't use this. So we also had this Bobe Beauty palette as well. This is a quad contoury palette. I do feel like the bronzing is bronzing. The highlight did highlight a little bit. I think with a full face of makeup, it would obviously have a different effect. So this will have to be something that I keep using. Like I said, I don't use a crazy amount of powders. So, and my darlings, that is going to be it for today. Thank you for watching my unboxing / using the products. I will try to do a check-in a little bit later today just to kind of see how everything wore. And yeah, so right now it is about 2:15 p.m. So I will be checking in later in the evening just to kind of see how things are. So far, no real signs of creasing, which is a good sign. My eyes are prone to creasing anyway, but especially without a glitter primer. So we will check back in a little bit later and just kind of see what it's doing. All right, see you later. So I started taking off my makeup before I realized, oh shit, I forgot to update. So as you can see, almost no creasing. I can see a little bit of like pigment pooling, but it is now midnight. And yeah, I think it wore really well. The bronzer thing that I had on my face, it was barely noticeable on bare skin. And the lip lasted a little bit longer than I thought and ended up drying down just a little bit. And it stained my lips just a little bit, like temporarily. It was comfortable, but it definitely feathered. Like it was in my lines around my lips as well. So that is how everything wore. And also, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. If you made it to the end of this, will you leave me an eyeball emoji? And I love your faces. Thanks so much for liking and subscribing and all that other jazz. I appreciate you. And if you're new here, hi. Okay, bye.